The award nominations are in and the 2022 Emmys will be decided soon. But what are the best 5 dramas that have been Emmy nominated that you can go and watch right now? Well, if that's a question that you are asking yourself, you are in the right place.
Great, get in there and operate, Dr. Google.
Come on, Kendall, there's no need to be like that. Anyway, hello and welcome to Screen OD. I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who has been writing and talking about TV, movies and entertainment for 15 years. If you're not new to the channel, I'm sorry. I always say that. It's just kind of a thing that we do. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber and hit that like button if you like what you see. Right, today we're going to be talking about 5 of my favourite shows that have been nominated in the drama category for Emmys at the 2022 awards. We'll have to wait a little while to find out which one wins and if indeed it's one of my favourites, but this is a good way of recommending 5 great shows that you should watch if you haven't already. Now we're going to start the list with one that has been around for a little while now, making waves in the drama industry. It's a bit dramery, it's a bit comedy-y, if that's a thing. Yep, it's a comedy drama. It's Succession.
I want a broadcast network. I want to see what other news operations we can sweep up.
Local TV?
Dad, nobody watches TV.
Why shouldn't we do all the news?
Well, Kim Jong pop, because that's not how things work in this country.
We have a major problem. He's erratic, he's making bad decisions. If he's not careful, he's gonna destroy the company.
Emily, you gonna do something?
I think I'm the best option.
Oh, right, because you like playing boss?
If you haven't already seen Succession, then this is a show that you have to have on your list of things to watch this summer. It's a brilliantly, beautifully, fantastically well observed, well crafted piece of satire, of drama, based around a media conglomerate that is family owned. It stars Brian Cox as Logan Roy, a man who has made his fortune in the media business with TV channels, with theme parks, with newspapers, all of those sorts of things. And he has a group of children who are essentially battling to see who will be his successor, hence the name Succession. Now, this show is written and created by Jesse Armstrong, who British viewers will know is one half of the team who created the show Peep Show, which is a long-running sitcom in the UK starring David Mitchell and Robert Webb. Now, this isn't like Peep Show, although there are comic elements to it. This is much more of a dramatic affair, and because it's an HBO show as well, it's very glossy. This is slick writing. This is brilliant performances from a stellar cast, a huge cast of brilliant actors that includes people like Sarah Snook, Jeremy Strong, Kieran Culkin, to name just but a few, Matthew McFadden. You know, they just keep coming. This is a fantastic program that I urge you to put on your list of dramas to watch this summer.
Hello, my name is Mark S. And I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure known as severance.
The next show that's on my list is one of my favourite shows of the last year. It is a sci-fi, it's dystopian, it is also a drama, and it's also a thriller. It's got a bit of everything. It is exec produced by Ben Stiller, and it is also directed by Ben Stiller for a lot of the episodes, although he's not in the show at all. It stars Adam Scott as someone called Mark, who works at a mysterious organisation called Lumen Industries. Now, this place have allowed their employees to undergo a controversial operation called Severance. Now, Severance is where essentially the brain is severed into 2 parts, and these 2 consciousnesses are separated. One part is always at work, known as an innie, and the other part is always out of work, known as an outie. Now, at first sight, this kind of seems to work, and the people there seem to be getting on with their lives, albeit in a kind of quite strange and fairly depressing environment. However, when a new character arrives into the office, who's played by Britt Lower, we start to see cracks appear in the system. People start asking questions about what exactly is the purpose of the people who are severed and living their lives almost entirely in Lumen Industries. And that's when this story really starts to kick off. It's got some fantastic performances from Adam Scott, from Britt Lower. It's got some legendary actors in it like Christopher Walken, Patricia Arquette. It's got fantastic performance from John Turturro. This is dark. This is exciting. This is a fascinating piece of television. There's going to be another series of it, and this is one that really deserves to win an Emmy. If you haven't already seen it, go and watch it now. We've got more of a review of it up there, but there's lots and lots and lots of good reasons why you should be watching Severance right now.
지금 이 자리에 계신 여러분들은 모두 감당할 수 없는 빚을 지고 삶의 벼랑 끝에 서 계신 분들입니다.
저 상금이 대충 얼마나 되나요?
Now, it's hard to see how you haven't in some way been touched by the Squid Game phenomenon, if it's just people playing red light, green light in the street or in the playgrounds, or if it's people talking about the different things that happened in it. You might have seen the costumes at Halloween. This is a show that was an enormous cultural phenomenon last year. It was one of the biggest ever shows on Netflix, a South Korean drama / kind of horror that really exploded and captured the imagination of people that watched it. The premise is that there are an organization that go around and find people who are down on their luck, and they offer them the chance to win a vast amount of money if they come and play children's games. Yes, it sounds very simple. It almost sounds wholesome. However, once the people are involved in this process, what they realize is that if they don't win, they will die. This is a horrible situation. This is a fascinating show, and this is a program that was watched by tens, if not more, millions of people all over the world on Netflix. And it's something that if you haven't seen, you kind of need to know what happens just so that you can join in the dinner party conversations about it. Squid Game is on my list of a show that I think has got a very good chance of winning an Emmy, but I think it's also a show that everyone really needs to have seen.
Mom, what are we doing here?
Your father's laundering money for a Mexican drug cartel.
Marty, where's my $5 million? Someone's going to die.
Relax. Why do I have this feeling we both know that you'd be better off dead?
The next show on my list is Ozark, and this is one that I always recommend to everyone. People say to me, what should I watch next? And I say, well, have you seen Ozark yet? And they say, no. Can't you give me something new? That's been on for years. And I say, yeah, but it's that good. You should just go and watch that first. Ozark really is one of those modern TV dramas that is up there with something like Breaking Bad. It's one of those shows that deserves all the plaudits it gets and more. It tells the story of the Bird family who are forced to flee from their home to go and live in the Ozarks because it turns out that Marty, who's the dad of the family, has been laundering money for drugs cartels, and it all goes wrong and his business partner gets killed. He has to run away and try to make more money to keep the cartels happy and to keep himself alive. But when they get there, he ends up getting embroiled in local schemes, local scams, and it turns out that things aren't quite as simple as he thought they would be to get things right. The stakes continue to get higher for him and his family. It's got brilliant performances from the actors who are in it. Laura Linney, who plays his wife in the show, is absolutely fantastic as Wendy Bird. She becomes the most central of the characters as the show goes on, and you have to watch it just for Julia Garner's performance as well, who is absolutely brilliant as Ruth in the show. This is a show that will have you on the edge of your seat all the way through, and it's also a show that has a brilliant ending. Now, we've got a video about the best TV endings that you can watch on Screen OD. Now, it was made actually before we'd seen the end of Ozark. I think it would be in there with it. It's worth your time. Go and watch it. It's all on Netflix now, and it's definitely worth an Emmy as well.
I'm on the up and up. From here on out, I'm going to play by the rules. I don't go looking for guilty people to represent. Who needs that aggravation?
Thank you for restoring my faith in the judicial system.
The final show on my list of these Emmy-nominated shows that I think you should go and watch straight away, if you haven't already seen it, is Better Call Saul. This is the prequel to Vince Gilligan's masterpiece, Breaking Bad. Now, when you think about prequels and spin-offs of shows, normally you kind of think, oh, that's no good. It's just going to be a kind of slightly worse version of the thing I watched before. But on this occasion, this is a show that has so much depth, so much characterization, so much kind of story to it. It's very slow burn. It's one that you have to let drift over you. You have to want to go into this kind of dusty world of Albuquerque sepia and go on the journey with Bob Odenkirk, who plays the central character of Jimmy McGill / Saul Goodman, and with Rhea Seehorn, who between the two of them are just brilliantly playing off each other all the way through the series. There's great chemistry. There's also a lot in it for people who've seen Breaking Bad as the worlds start to come together, as the timelines start to merge. This is just one of those shows that gives you an atmosphere that takes you to a place that you have to stay. You want to know what happens. It's also a slow burn story, and it's great to see storytelling given that space on television. It doesn't have to be action, action, action all the way. And just like Breaking Bad, in fact, in some points, it's much slower than Breaking Bad. This is a show that's given time to breathe, but when you get to the end of it, you realize it was all worth it. This is a fantastic journey, a fantastic show. And if you haven't seen it already, go and watch it. And of course, watch Breaking Bad as well. Right, that's it. That is 5 fantastic dramas that have all been nominated for an Emmy at the 2022 awards that I think that you should watch if you haven't already. Some of them you may have seen, but some of them you may have not. I suggest you go and watch them all over the summer, and then when the Emmy results come out, you can go, you know, which one was your favourite. Frankly, they all deserve an Emmy, and maybe they will all get one in different forms through their actors and through their nominations. However, they are all great shows, and what really matters is not awards, it's about having a better streaming experience. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please do hit the like button and of course subscribe to Screen OD. We'll see you again for more recommendations of great things to watch very soon. See ya!